financial engineering, which I did throughout campus. And yeah, it's more about the financial markets, so more or less in the field that I'm currently doing. So after doing the financial engineering course in JQuat, I started off with my first role was as an operation associate in a company called Greenlight Planet, and we were dealing with solar energy. Selling and distributing solar products. So that's what I did for a year, almost 2 years, before now going into business analyst, which is more in line with my career path. That I practice. My coursework was majorly around financial analysis and the financial market, so it's more or less the same. So yeah, that's what I currently practice.
Awesome. Now, financial management, it was one of my choices as I was choosing my courses, and one of my friends told me, it's interesting how I got into procurement. It's a story for another day. So those are beautiful profiles, beautiful profiles from the 5 panelists, and I love them. I have a question for each one of you, and I'm going to start from the last person who's spoken, who's Jessica. Which is your highest moment in your career that made you feel really fulfilled? Which was that moment in your career life, in your career path, that made you feel, yes, you felt you've patted yourself at the back of your shoulder? Jessica, over to you.
Yeah, so for me, a career moment, I think it was in my previous job. So for the current job, I'm still within my first year, so I'm still trying to find that moment. But in my previous job, I think it was growing to a capacity where you get a flow, so that it's not so much about feeling like you're working so much or putting in a lot of hours, like being so much in flow with the work that you really enjoy doing it, that you can do it to like you get to love your work. So I think I got to see the value of what I'm doing and try to create value for myself. So it was more about me kind of developing and trying to explore my skills to the extent that you get to be really good at your work. So when I found that spot, I think I really got promoted really fast. And by the time I was leaving that company, I was at a position whereby you are handling a sub-department by yourself, a smaller part of a department by yourself. So you are trusted with like a big capacity that normally it will take several years to get there. So it was quite a great zone that I was in, that I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, it was just not in my line of work. So that was kind of the key highlight in terms of my career path. And also, I think the second one is like shifting now to do the thing that I love, which is now analysis. So it was great getting this opportunity.
Nice. That's a nice moment. I wanted to ask you why you moved jobs, but you've just answered my questions. I will not proceed that. Over to you, Anaga. Your career moment that made you feel really fulfilled, that made you feel, yes, nimefika.
Again, just like Jessica said, it's not really what I'm doing right now. But while I was in university, there's just, a lot of competition. So you're working with so many students from all around the world. And, it's really difficult to get a space where you can be identified. I was always self-doubting myself, 3 years into university, I was exhausted. But I managed to get an internship at Louis Vuitton, which is like a highlight for me in my fashion career. So I guess that's something I was really happy and excited about. It wasn't something I was expecting. So yeah, that was a good moment.
Awesome. Do you plan on going back to fashion and design?
Hopefully, yes, I do plan to go back, yeah.
Okay, nice. Thank you so much, Anaga. Jojo, I can see your hand is up. I'll give you a chance to ask the questions after they've all answered the current career movement question, and to any other member. After this round of questions, I will give you guys a chance to ask, to shoot your questions. Thank you. Rose, your career moment as an engineer. Talk to us.
I think, okay, I have had a number in my line of work. I feel fulfilled when I have provided a solution and I see it physically and I can see that it has impacted people's lives. So like right now where I work, we've done an installation for some borehole. It was, where was it? Garissa, yeah, and they didn't have power, so we had to do also the solar installation, and you could see after the installation how that project impacted those people's lives. And I think that is what would make me stick to this line of work. Either way, even if I was to change fields in terms of if I wasn't to stay in water, that was what will always feel or make me feel like I am fulfilling my purpose, creating solutions for people. It's just always lights something inside.
Awesome, awesome, Rose. That's an awesome one. And I can see your line of your career. It's quite related to what Jason does, because Jason does more of solar energy. So Jason, what's your career moment?
Okay, for me, it's more of like what Rose has said. I think I have gotten more than one. I can't say that I have only one career moment. I've faced a number. What I get the most joy from is when you design a solution for someone, and then that solution not only works as you have designed it, but also has a positive impact in either the life or the business of the person that you're designing it for. For example, you may design a system for a factory that ensures that their KPLC bills go down. Like there's one time I designed a solution for a bank that was setting up an ATM in the Masai Mara. So that area has no grid. Literally, Kenya Power huko hakuna. But when we install that system, the Maasais in those areas are able now to open bank accounts. There's one time we designed a solution for a client mwenye alikuwa anafanya irrigation by using a generator. So we just did a solar water pumping solution for them. And then the solution that we gave that client not only allowed him to stop using the generator, but now his productivity of his farm is improved, and even the sustainability of his farming practice is also improved, because now, the good thing with solar, once you do the installation, the maintenance costs are usually very minimal. So once I derive joy when I see the projects that I'm involved in are having a positive impact, are impacting someone's finances and even someone's life and the quality of life that they live. So yeah.
Awesome, and Jason. Maybe I should also see you on reducing my power bills in my house. Small, mid-sized solution for my power bills. Inakuanga juu. Thank you so much, Jason. Vivian, your career moment as an advocate. Yes.
This is going to sound like I'm plagiarizing everyone else's work, whoever has spoken before. Solving issues, basically, solving problems. One particular one that really caught my attention and made me really happy was a situation where a client approached us. They had supplied some products to a supermarket that was winding up business in Kenya, and it has disposed of most of his assets. So our question was how we were going to, even if we recovered the debt, how we were going to get it paid by them. And I was happy when I discovered that you could actually sue a parent company, and the parent company was abroad. and we were able to sue them, and they're the ones who paid the debts of that subsidiary that had closed shop here in Kenya, and the client was impressed. Of course, the boss kept the big bucks, but was happy.
Nice one, and nice one, Vivian. I am as I prepare the members and the guests to ask questions. I have a question for you, as a lawyer, as an advocate. So today I kill Stephen. I'm not saying I'll kill him. I kill Stephen. I kill him. I kill him. He dies, and then I'm caught by the police, and I come to you. Utanitetea kotini?
Yeah, everybody has a right to representation.
So utatetea muuaji?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Okay. That's an interesting one. So from the chat, anybody with a question, you can raise your hand. From the chat, I can see a question directed to Anaga from Rita. How is your typical day at work production, Anaga?
Yes. So at the moment, we're not really doing much production, but before COVID was really at its peak, this would mean, getting into the office at about 8 o'clock, preparing the studio for the client. So whether it's cleaning the chairs or preparing a glass of water, and then we would have a guest come in, and I'd sit down with them and hear their story. So if you don't know about this series, it's called My Success Story, and you will find it on YouTube. Basically, it covers stories of people from all walks of life, and we just want to get their perspective on success, because I also personally believe success is not about money. There's so many things that you can find in your lives that you can say, okay, you know what, this was a successful moment for me, like people did share earlier on. So that's kind of what we cover. So I sit down with the guests, get their stories, prep them for the camera, and then we start rolling. So I handle a team of people who do the cameras, lights, sound, and then from there it's post-production. So we take the video, edit it, and then it's good to go to the public. So yeah, that's my typical day at work. It may even take up to 1 week to complete a video, but yeah. Thank you for your question.
Maybe I can make a follow-up question. Is it more of like creating content, saying that we can sell this product we can package it in this way, the way I usually see, for example, Jim Williams say when they're advertising for Tusker, there's a way they package their videos, and it's directed in a certain way where it's, at the end of the day, it's funny and it's also advertising. Is it the same as that?
Yeah, so aside from the production bit, when we're handling digital advertising and marketing, we do create such solutions. So it's basically trying to understand the market, what's in demand, what are people looking for with your brand specifically, and then we create a solution for that. So be it you have to create new video content, photography content, even put up a billboard, whatever the advice is that will help your brand the best, we create the strategy for that.
Yeah, interesting, good one. I have one final question that will go to all the 5 panelists, and I'm going to start with the same order with my last question. I'm going to start with Josek. So my question is, careers take a lifetime and forever. They take a very long time to develop. And it's at some point doing the same thing every day. You wake up, you do the same thing every day for 10 years, 20 years. It can be a little bit of a challenge. What does your future look like? Say 3 years, 4 years from today. Where are you headed to? Who will you be in your career by then? Josek, over to you.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think with time, Yeah, so one thing that's good about my work that I currently enjoy is that it's diverse. So with analysis or consulting, you get to work with different industry. So you get to experience different client, different industry, different problems. So that keeps you developing, learning, and growing new skills. So that's quite interesting. So for me, I think it's the path that I want to take is that I want to really gain quite an expertise in the business and financial world. My specialization is in financial and investment analysis. So anything that kinds of develops me towards that particular space, that's what I'm trying to build on. So I followed that particular career path. So yeah, I guess in 3 years time, I plan to like gain as much as possible skills in terms of analysis, research, solving business problems, and develop career ways to, so first I want to like grow into the corporate ladder, but at the end of it all, I would like to start my own thing, either a professional capacity. So let's say open a professional firm, or just go into business, having understood how to solve business problem from the work that I'm doing right now as a management consultancy. In management consultancy, so develop skills, grow through it, then develop my own thing.
What's a typical day at work, Joseph? Analytics. Does
Yes.
it involve calculators, rough papers, pencils, pen, rubber? What does it involve? What is it like being an analyst?
Yes. Yeah. So that would be it. But that was like some in the early 2000s. That's what they would use. Right now we just use Excel. So with Excel, I think we have all the tools mostly that we need to work with, all the financial tools. Like you can do calculations in Excel, multiplication analysis and all that. So we heavily use Excel. So we develop analysis, and it depends with the project that you're placed in. So sometimes there are internal projects where the firm takes in projects from client outside, and they are supposed to develop a solution. So team members are placed in that particular project, and they from a project leader to different other staff at the bottom of the pyramid, and you try to work for to analyze the problem to get a solution. So that's the first bit of it. So we do a lot of analysis with Excel, then make presentations using PowerPoint that can be presented to your client. So you present the solution to the client once you've been able to determine what the problem is and what the solution is. So the second bit of it, which is currently the engagement that I'm in, is that you can be placed with a client, and then you get to help them execute, to identify the problem and execute the solution. So you work with them, you try to understand their company, understand how they work, try to identify the problem as they have mentioned and what you have analyzed, and try to devise a solution. So in that particular way, now you're executing on behalf of the client and addressing the solution while in their farm. So that's basically my typical day, mostly Excel and PowerPoint, and a lot of research online.
Okay. So where na pivot tables, same WhatsApp group.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jacek. Anaga, what you've described, like I've said, they take a lifetime. And what does your future look like in the next maybe 3 years? Where shall you be with production, with digital marketing and all that stuff? Yes.
That's a great question, Nicholas. I wish I knew. I'd like a peek into my future to see where I'd be at, but hopefully it's doing multiple things. I'm very fidgety. I don't like to sit in one place, and I like to try different things. So even right now, if I'm doing advertising, any job that comes up, on the side, I'm very excited to try and explore my options as well. So hopefully I'm my own boss, so that I can I can do this without being signed to a contract. So yeah, that's the goal.
Do you have any plans in growing in this field of digital marketing and all that, or are you planning to go back to design?
So preferably a bit of both. So I hope I can do something in digital marketing and then do something in fashion as well. They also complement each other. So maybe in the future, if I'm bringing in clients in the fashion side, they can jump over to the marketing side. That would be great. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you. I have a follow-up question for you from Obirka, one of our members. What type of technical skills is required at Workstation? Do you need programming languages like HTML and all those to IT?
Great. So ideally, a good digital marketing agency will be offering multiple solutions to this one client. So if your client requires website work, coding work, then definitely that's a skill to have. I personally don't do it because that's not my area of expertise. I focus more on bringing the money in for the client. So I do have a team member who does that. So if you're looking to get into the digital marketing space, that's something I recommend. And also just upskill yourself. It's always nice to have more than one skill. It presents really well to somebody who's trying to hire you. And also in the long run, you could get a better salary. So yeah, I recommend.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anaga, for that. Rose, you're still young in your career. I believe, as you said, you graduated, I think it's early this year or late last year. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 years in the engineering field?
In the next three, maybe 4 years, I am hoping nitakuwa na the title engineer. Mkuwa mnaniita engineer, situti. But
interesting, nice one.
Yeah, but I am hoping in the next years I'll get to specialize in something. As I said before, I'm still trying to find my footing, but I am hoping soon I will and specialize in that and gain expertise. The good thing about engineering, it can't get boring. You don't do the same thing every day because site conditions are different. People come with different problems. It's just always exciting. Every time you meet someone and they want you to listen to what and they design for them to do what, it's a whole new thing. So I don't think I'm going to get bored anytime soon. But yeah, I'm hoping soon. In the next few years, I'll be engineer.
Okay, nice. So you've already done road engineering, road design, and water design, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Baki kuonja ni structures.
What's the difference between structure? That's why I was coming at. What's the difference between structures and roads? I mean, a road, I would say a road is a structure. Quite literally.
They are actually very wide fields. Like roads, you study the highways bit, like how to design road pavements and geometric design and all that, how depending on the traffic and site conditions of the topography and all that. But in structures, okay, also highways has structures in terms of the bridges and such, but structures mainly is normally about buildings. And you see they're kind of different because they're guided by different manuals. Yes, and standards as well.
Interesting. All the best. I can see Supeo anakutafuta akupe from your structures. So please make sure to reach out to him. So he is an engineer. He's an engineer by profession, but he is in analytics. So I'm sure he'll come in handy as you get your footing.
Okay. Yes, sure.
Rose, thank you, Rose. Jason, with your career, it may take forever, as I've described earlier, and with everything being like kawaida, where should you be in the next 3 years, 4 years?
Okay. Sometimes I usually say it is always better to, okay, like for me, from what I've been doing, I've gotten to get a passion for social impact work that has a positive impact not only on a person, but also on a society. And over time, I've gotten to have especially a passion for the African continent, sana. So I'm usually very interested in any. I would say, I hope and I pray that in the next 3 years, I'll be in a position doing work that has a positive impact, especially on this continent. So be it in the field of finance, be it in the field of energy, be it in the field of even social impact work, NGO work, anything that will make people's lives better, that will help grow African economies, that will help make the African economies more attractive. I think that's my prayer. That's what I'd like to be in the next 3 years.
Nice one, Jason. All the best, all the very best in that path. Vivian, hi, over to you again. Having practiced law in the past and today, where shall you be in the next 3 years? Your scope is wide. You talked of contract, litigation, and all that. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 years, 4 years?
First of all, I should say that you can't really do the same thing in this field of ours. So I could be dealing with some landlord-tenant issue 1 minute, and the next I'm dealing with some family issue. So I'll say without fear of contradiction that in the next 3 years from now, I'll be solving something totally different from what I'm solving now. And I know I cannot predict what I'm going to be doing. Who knows, I might quit practice and be a lecturer somewhere, or become a researcher, or just maybe concentrate on one field like criminal law and defend you when you kill people. Yeah.
You talked of being a you talked of being a lecturer. Do you see yourself being a teacher, a lecturer in future?
I think it's more comfortable than practice, because practice is really it's draining. It's draining, really. So I would like comfort.
Okay. So thank you so much, Vivian. Thank you, and thank you to the team. Madam President has given me 5 minutes from now, and I still have a question from one of the guests today to all the panelists. So, Madam Ruth, I'm requesting for 10 minutes, so that it's a nice question, and I believe it would be nice if we hear from them. So, Madam Ruth, Madam President, tafadhali, 10 minutes. A question to all the panelists. What's your take on the impact of self-identity and awareness in as far as career growth is concerned? I'm going to start with you, Vivian, in the same order. In very short, brief words. What's your take on the impact of self-identity and awareness in as far as career growth is concerned? Vivian.
I will start with the common cliche of what people assume, the impact on self-identity, that advocates have a lot of ego. So I have faced plenty of ego, and what that has done to me about my self-identity is I want to learn to be humble every day. I know I'm not unique. We are 16,000 of advocates, and there are many more better careers. So the impact has made me more humble, this profession, this career. I just don't want to be a cliche and be called arrogant. Yes.
Oh, yeah, nice. Quite true. I don't know if it's true, but 50% of the lawyers I know, or the advocates I know, wanakuanga na kakizugu kingine different kenye si na wala watu wengine.
Najaribu kuachana nayo.
Interesting. Thank you. Jason, what's your take on the impact of self-identity and awareness in as far as career growth is concerned? Jason?
Sorry, Muteti, could you kindly repeat the question?
What's your take on the impact of self-identity and awareness in as far as career growth is concerned?
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to answer that question.
I've
the impact
of what's your take on the impact of self-identity and awareness in as far as career growth is concerned?
Oh, okay. For me, I'd say always when it comes to career growth, I am a believer. Now, how do I answer this question? I'm a believer in ile, try and gravitate towards something that you have a passion for, because I feel that's where your purpose really is. So if you are into design work, or you're into advertising, or you're into providing solutions for clients in maybe the energy field, try and gravitate towards that. Because me, at the end of the day, I feel like by the time you are retiring, you need to look back and be proud of what you have done. When you hit your 60s and unafanyiwa a retirement party, what should you need to look back and say, I have done something that has had an impact and that I loved and enjoyed doing. So for me, gravitate towards what drives you and what you feel what is your passion. So that's what I'll generalize that.
Awesome one, Jason. Mbuvi, I see you Mbuvi, nakuona sana. Rose, what's your take on the impact of self-identity and self-awareness?
I think being self-aware is quite important, especially in the workplace, because if you're not, there is a tendency to have imposter syndrome, and you'll try to be like everyone else who's around you because you're not sure what you want to do or what you want your future to look like. And also, I feel like if you're aware of you're self-aware and you know your self-identity, it's easier for you to work towards your goals, because you know, nataka kwenda pale, and this is what I need to do so that I can get there. If you don't, you're not growing. You won't grow anywhere, because I mean, compass, or you need to adjust safari bila direction, unaenda tu in all directions pia. So try to find what can I say, where your purpose is and what will make you happy, and not necessarily ujambie, oh, I studied this, so what will people say? Do things for yourself, and your life is yours, so your career is also should add on to your fulfillment in life. That's what I'd have to say about that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rose. Anaga.
For someone who has had multiple identities, this is a bit of a tricky question, but I would say that it's really important to be confident with whatever you're doing. If you're like me and you have multiple interests and skills that you always want to hone, make a list of maybe 3 things that you love doing the most, and then try to work in each of those 3 fields. A lot of times we have a passion for something, and then you work in that field and you realize that you completely messed up your hobby. You don't enjoy it as much as you used to enjoy it, and you're not able to deliver what you're expected to deliver. So make a list of those 3, try working in each field, and then just narrow it down. Because if you're confident, even if you have mastered those 3 and you feel like, these 3 are something I can be strong with, maybe it's going to give me multiple sources of income. If you're confident with it, it's just going to sell. So in terms of self-awareness and identity, I would say confidence is key. It presents yourself better, and yeah, you can go far with that.
Someone, thank you so much, Anaga. And to the last panelist, Jessica.
I think I'll just echo most of what they've said. So for me also, like it's really important that you know your career path, you know what you love doing. So even I think when I started as an operation associate, I think my interest was mostly in analysis and Excel work. So I basically found that particular space. So it was a little bit different from what I wanted to do, but that was the core of it. So I kind of structured that particular work in Excel and analysis, and that's how, I really got to develop my skills. So I found that when you are inclined more of, it's not about the place you're working or probably the amount of money you're earning. When you're so much inclined with building yourself and your skills, and you know kind of the level of skills that you want to grow at any particular stage, you'll always put yourself out there and you'll try to develop yourself as much as possible. And I tend to feel that somehow the right opportunities will tend to find you when you grow yourself and you grow your value more. So it's all about growing yourself. So and just enjoying what you do. Or even if you're in a job that is not exactly directly your path, just try to find ways in which you can develop an aspect of your skill that is related to your main goal. So I think that has been really helpful to me.
Awesome one. Thank you. I beg to stop at that. I can see there are some 2-3 other questions in the chat directed to individual panelists. So I'm going to request you guys to, maybe you can chat on the chat and make a response. Over and above that, I'm happy to have been your moderator for the day, and I want to hand over this meeting back to Director Professional Prof Dev Committee to guide us through. Thank you so much. Ni mimi wenu Nicholas Mutaiti. Shukran. Rita Waanza, karibu.
Hi Mutaiti, Rita Mugure.
Oh, Rita Maniru, sawa. It's okay. No problem.
It's okay, Mutaiti. I'll just take it from here. So thank you, our lovely panelists, for an amazing session. I've actually got to learn so much about you. Very curious on how Josek loves Excel. It tortures me to death, yet I have to use it every day. Anaga is in fashion and still has a passion for fashion and does digital marketing. How that career change works. Wow. I thought you'd be scared to change things up, but it seems to be what you love. And for the other panelists, Rose, Vivian, today I've learned a lot about Vivian. I look forward to interacting with her more. Jason in Solar, wow. I think you need to carry us to one of your projects we go see. I think I'm speaking in terms of a quantity survey. I'm very curious as to how you execute your projects. So I'd love to welcome Rita Mugure to give the vote of thanks to our panelists.
Thank you so much, Madam President. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, you're loud and clear.
Thank you so much. So I think you have highlighted most of what I had captured, and it was amazing to see what a day in their lives is at work. For Jason, Rose, Josek, Vivian, and Anaga. So congratulations first and foremost for having this success story so far. And I hope that you will be able to make more milestones in your different paths. Thank you so much for sharing your value with us among our members. I think the one thing that I've learned today is I have been quite blind to how much value there is in RCNC. I'm still a new member, yes, but we hardly talk about our jobs. So this was quite insightful. And I think I would love more of this so that we can continue to learn what more is being done out there. other than what we ourselves are practicing in our various environments. Other than that, I'd like to thank the Prof Dev team for organizing such an amazing job talk and being able to have amazing panelists. I mean, the gender ratio for anyone who'd come for you is amazing. The panelists are diverse. So yes, thank you so much. For our moderator, Mutaiti, as always, very cheerful, lovely conversation. And I will definitely look forward to having more of this. My take home is probably we should introspect and look at where ourselves we are in our careers, assess what you're doing. As Anaga said, probably start looking into upscaling. As Jason said, probably align yourselves towards the Sustainable Development Goals. Rose said, continue finding your niche. So yeah, definitely continue doing more and more in every field that you're in, and have a lovely evening.
Thank you for that lovely vote of thanks, Rita. We'll now have any announcements besides the one that is on the agenda. Any person, any director with announcements? Okay. Let me just share the screen. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so I hope you can all see my screen. Yes?
Yes.
Yes, Ruth.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have one announcement, one club announcement. We have our installation, which will be on the 7th of August at Radio Sports Club from 12 noon. Charges are 1,600 for Rotaractors and guests and 1,800 for Rotarians. This money is payable to the secretary line in the number indicated on the agenda. And if you have any inquiries, you can contact Alice Mary or reach out to myself or the club email, which is on our website. Our next meeting will be on 10th August of this year. So you're all welcome to join us in our next meeting. I look forward to seeing you all, or at least most of you, at the installation, at my installation, together with the 44th board. We are very excited. There's a lovely menu spread out for both vegetarians and those of us who indulge in a lot of meat. Come prepared to feast. We have taken care of your needs. And the theme is denim, so it's casual, can come and rock as yourself. So does anyone have any other announcement or a happy dollar?
I have an announcement.
Yes, Teddy.
Hi, everyone. So on this coming Sunday, the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Parklands will have a hangout at Ololua from 11 a.m. Charges are 400 shillings. I'll share the poster and the information with your president.
Thank you for that, Teddy.
Good to see you guys there.
Charges?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear the charges.
Charges are 400 shillings, inclusive of the entry fee, the light lunch, and activities, exclusive of transport.
Okay, sawa. Thank you for that, Teddy. Anyone else with an announcement or a happy dollar, sad dollar, emotional dollar? Okay. Then I believe we can have the club roll call. Oh, sorry. Yes. Thought I had missed something. So if you have a charged glass or a drink with you, if not, place your right hand across your chest and we'll have the club roll call. So would like to acknowledge the presence of the Rotary Club of Nairobi and the Rotaract Clubs of Nairobi Parklands, your Lower Kabete, and the Great Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central. I give you Rotary and Rotaract the world over. To Rotary and Rotaract the world over.
Rotary and Rotaract the world over.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining us today. You're free to socialize, catch up, and leave at your own pleasure. Thank you. I'll see you in our next meeting on 10th August.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam President Ruth.